Hello, and welcome to Candidates Upfront, a public interest election program of Berks Community Television and the League of Women Voters of Berks County. Our November 7th general election is coming up. Citizens who are 18 or older will vote for judges, school directors, and township, borough, and city officials. The deadline to register to vote is October 23rd. To check your voting status, go to vote.pa.gov. That's vote.pa.gov. You can register, change your party, locate your polling place, or apply for an absentee or mail-in ballot. And the deadline to apply for those is October 31st. If you are looking for information on statewide, school, or township races or borough officials, please use the League's online voters guide, vote411.org. That's vote411.org. And for information on countywide and Reading candidates, please stay tuned. The League interviewed candidates in contested races, those who wanted to be interviewed, and for each race, the candidates got the same basic questions and had the same amount of time to answer them. For the League, I'm Judith Cranus, and let's begin.
Hello, I'm Bill Litvin, a member of the League of Women Voters of Berks County. 6 candidates are competing to be Reading School Director. They are Democrats Shaika Del Rio Gonzalez, Noeline Betts, Melissa Eggert, Julio C. Martinez, and Mark Detterline, and Republican Sarah N. Torres Vieira. You may vote for 5. School directors govern the school district. They set policy, establish curricula, adopt a budget, and determine the tax rate necessary to support it. They select the superintendent and approve appointments of staff. About half the board is elected at each municipal election. They serve part-time and are not paid for their work. The term is 4 years. Each candidate's views are their own and not those of the League or BCTV. Today's interview is with Noeline Betts. Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Litvin.
Please tell our viewers about yourself and why you are running.
I first want to say hello to the viewers of the city of Reading. I am also thankful to the League of Women Voters for taking time out of your busy schedule to host us and to allow us to speak to our viewers so that they will be informed as who to vote for in our November general election. My name is Noeline Betts, and I am currently the president of the Reading School Board of Directors. I am in the 4th year of my first term, and I am seeking re-election because we still have work to do. I need the support of my fellow board members in order for us to diligently work on behalf of our students and their families to make decisions. When good and sound decisions are made in the boardroom, our students benefit from it. So I'm running to continue the work that we have started and hopefully continue to serve our students and the citizens of Reading. Thank you.
Tell us your background. Tell us how your background prepares you to be a school director, what experience you have serving on boards that make budget and policy decisions.
Well, you know, I haven't been a student myself. I knew what I needed to ensure that I had a sound education to become who I wanted to be. I had aspired since I was a child to become a doctor, and I know that it's because of the sound curriculum, great teachers, great administrators. That's why I was able to succeed at each level, whether it was K through 12, undergraduate studies, or podiatry school. Because we had a sound education curriculum, that's what prepared me to be who I am today. Serving on boards, well, I can say that I founded 2 nonprofit organizations here in Reading. One very near and dear to my heart that served teenage female students here in the city. Currently, I serve on the board of Safe Berks and the Reading Education Foundation. So those experiences and, of course, my volunteer work that I've done in the continent of Africa have prepared me to have discussions and make decisions about budget and policy.
And what would you say are the top needs of the Reading School District?
I would say money, money, and money. So with having a great funded budget will help us to be able to educate our students. So we need funding from the state and federal government so that we can be able to hire teachers, education assistants, safe school officers, custodians, all the things that we need to ensure that our students get the best education that money can buy.
Okay. How will you address the different needs of all students? English as a second language, special education, low income, different ethnicities, race and gender equity?
So that's a loaded question, and I'm going to try to separate it one at a time. Reading School District has 87% Hispanic population, and we understand that most of our students who are coming in are from a different background. So we have in place successful programs for English language learners. We have programs for special education. We have a whole section. We are also have most of our buildings and our students need reduced or free lunch. And I am excited, very excited, that Governor Shapiro chose the Reading School District to launch his free breakfast for all students in Pennsylvania. So we have been campaigning. I know that the school district has very supportive partners here locally with our state representatives and our senator. We know that they're fighting for us in Harrisburg to ensure that we get our fair amount of funding. And we have a diversity, education, equity, and inclusion department where we understand that we have to cater and we have to be sensitive to all students regardless of their socioeconomic background, race, gender. And we know that this is a place where all students should feel welcome regardless of their gender, their race, their ethnicity, and we have all that in place where we have faculty and staff who understand the needs of our students and are equipped to handle different students who have different needs. So I have faith in our administration and our staff that they're doing an excellent job in addressing that. We also have student assistant programs. We have multi-tiered systems that provide support not only for our students but also for their families. Thank you.
What are your views on how social studies and language arts are taught in our schools? Should we ban or restrict access to books or speakers in response to parental objections?
There's a quote that I saw, I don't remember where I saw it, that a student has never taken a book to school that has accidentally killed another human being. So I believe that books, children should be able to read the books that they want, just as adults should be able to read the books that they would like. So I personally would not be banning or restricting any books, and any speakers that we have who come to feed our students with the education that they need is welcome in our district. Thank you.
What are your views on educator salaries and benefits, and how would you deal with the teacher shortage?
So I am proud to say that last year we went through a period of having the negotiations with our teacher union, and I believe that we have one of the best packages for our teachers. So what we did, we increased the salaries of our educators and came to the table, sat with them, listened to their concerns about not only their salaries but benefits that will have them stay in our district. Over the past 10 years or so, we have had teachers who, have stayed with us. And we have an average of sometimes teachers being with us anywhere from, 10 to 11 or, 20, 25 years who've been in our district. Yes, in the under 5 years, we tend to lose some of our teachers, but we have competitive benefits and we have great salaries. How do we deal with teacher shortage? Well, you give them a great space to work, you give them amazing students, great administrator, faculty, and also you pay them what they, what we think is a fair compensation that will let them stay in the district. Thank you.
Pennsylvania's Commonwealth Court recently ruled that the state's current formula for funding schools is discriminatory and inadequate. Reading, as one of the most underfunded schools in the state, will hopefully get additional funds from the state budget. What do you think is the most important thing to spend that money on?
Our students. Absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt. We spend that money on our students. We put in place all the things that will benefit our students, starting with making sure that we recruit teachers and have teachers in the classrooms, recruiting education assistants to help our teachers impart the knowledge that our students need. We need to spend money on having school counselors, social workers. We just came through a pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic, and the social and mental health needs of our students and their families has increased. So we need to ensure that we have more counselors and more social workers to help our students who struggled during the pandemic to catch up not only psychologically, socially, but in their schoolwork. So we need safe school officers, we need to hire custodians, and also make sure that we have good administrators in place that will lead our school district. Thank you.
Do you Do you advocate any changes to the curriculum at any level? A change could either add or subtract programs or subjects.
If a change in the curriculum will benefit our students, absolutely. Our administrators are capable. They'll let us know what classes we need to add to the curriculum, whether it's a different kind of English, math, advanced placement, whatever we don't have that our students will benefit from. Absolutely. They are very good. Our assistant superintendents, our superintendents, and superintendent are really good in doing the research and bringing the information to the board and letting us know why we need to add a certain class or remove something from the curriculum that would benefit our students. So absolutely, it's an ongoing process. Learning is an ongoing process. It is not a stagnant process. So we are definitely open for change and improvement as long as it is positive and it is enabling our students to become successful adults when they graduate. Thanks.
What is your view of school choice? Should it be within the traditional public school? Should there be public or private charter schools? And should charters be publicly funded with tax credits, with vouchers? What are your thoughts on that?
I am a Reading school director for the 4th largest public school in Pennsylvania. So I am dedicated to public schools. Thank you.
Are there any other issues that you think the school board needs to address?
Of course. Absolutely. We need to always ensure that we have great administrators, make sure that we create a stable environment for our students, give them the tools that they need to get a sound education, put policies and procedures in place. We, the school board, are the governing body of the school district. We do not handle the day-to-day operations of the school district. So we need to make sure that whoever does that, we have great employees in place who will make sure that the culture of the school, the climate of the school is conducive to learning, successful learning for our students.
What 3 things would you like to accomplish if you are elected?
I also want to say, one thing I forgot to say, I wanted to say thank you for the Save Our School tour that was done by our state representative, Manuel Guzman and Johannes Cepeda Freitas. They brought in about 30 of their Democratic colleagues from Harrisburg when the budget hadn't passed yet, because the Reading School District, depends on the state for about 72% of our budget. So I just want to say thank you that it was important for them to come to the Reading School District to ensure that we get fair amount of money that we desperately need to ensure that all our 19 schools and all our 18,000 students get as much funding that they deserve. So things that I would like to accomplish is to make sure that we continue to have a balanced budget that is rich and will help us to do the things that we need to do to educate our students, ensure that we have the human resource in place for our students, and also, well, you said 3, but I want to make sure that the emotional well-being and safety of our students is also paramount. So I think I went to 4, but I couldn't leave one without the other.
That's quite all right.
Thank you.
Are you active in any volunteer organizations, or what do you do in your non-working time? Do you have any non-working time?
I actually do, and service is something that I has always been a part of my life. So whether it's creating Africa Lower Limb, which is a nonprofit organization, doing podiatry work, also mentoring our students. I have had the Miss Teen Reading PA Collegiate organization for several years now, probably upwards of 10, where we go in and we mentor students and encourage them. If you want to matriculate in post-secondary education, that's fine, but we just want them to understand that there's life after high school graduation. I currently sit on the board of Safe Berks, which is currently Berks Women in Crisis, and I am on the board of the Reading Education Foundation, a great foundation raising money so that we can help our Reading School District students do things outside of the four walls of the castle on the hill, and also provide grants and scholarships for our educators, our teachers, to bring special projects into their classroom that they couldn't otherwise fund but are passionate about. Thanks.
Okay, if you would please make your closing statement, and you have about a minute.
So again, thank you to the League of Women Voters for hosting this interview and for giving me the opportunity to speak directly to the citizens of the city of Reading, the voters. I'm asking you to come out on Tuesday, November 7th, our general election, and please vote for Noeline Betts for the Reading School Board of Directors. This is my fourth year. Last year was the first time I was voted president of the school board, and I was also given the opportunity by my fellow board members to lead them for a second year. So this is my second year as president of the Reading School Board. I am kindly asking for your vote on Tuesday, November 7th. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Noeline Betts, for sharing your views with us. Viewers, please remember there are 6 candidates on the ballot for the Reading School Director. Democrats, Shaika Del Rio Gonzalez, Noeline Betts, Melissa Eggert, Julio C. Martinez, and Mark Detterline, and Republican Sarah N. Torres Vieira. You may vote for 5. You will find candidates upfront interviews on BCTV and its website and YouTube page. For more information on candidates, go to the League's online voters guide, vote411.org, vote411.org, or contact Berks County Election Services, elections@countyofberks.com, 610-478-6490. Thank you for watching Candidates Up Front. I'm Bill Litvin. Good day.